We are about to start a study through the book of John, and I could not be more excited. We are going to take this journey through this gospel that John writes for a purpose. He tells us in John 20, verse 31, this. He says that he is writing this to persuade people that they would believe in Jesus and experience a new life in him. This is why we are doing this study, is so that we might fall more in love with Jesus. And so as we read through these verses of these chapters, I want you to begin to think about, like, this is a guy who's writing every word, every sentence, so that we might believe. The stories that he tells, the way in which he tells them, they're done so that we might believe in Jesus and have a new life in him. And so it's even better to think about this. So who is the author? It's this guy named John. He is one of 3 inner circle disciples. We have Peter, James, and John. And of those 3, so there's 12 disciples, there's 3 inner circle disciples. John was Jesus's best friend. He's called the beloved disciple, or the disciple that Jesus loved. And so we are getting to read the words of Jesus's best friend telling us the life and ministry of Jesus through the lens of someone who saw it all right next to him. It is such an incredible opportunity, and we'll be able to pick up on these subtle tones that he is trying to convince us, persuade us, plead with us to fall deeply in love with his best friend Jesus. Because he knows that if we fall deeply in love with Jesus, our lives will be changed forever. And he starts this story of the life of Jesus with the same 3 words that the entire Bible starts off with. The book of Genesis starts off with "in the beginning," and this is how he starts off. This prologue, if you will, to the book of the life of Jesus. He says, "in the beginning." And he paints this beautiful picture, and we get to see how art and theology collide in this beautiful poem where Jesus is called the Word of God. And John writes this beautiful poem for us that we can dive deeply into, thinking about who Jesus is and what he has done and why he came for us. Like, this is such an exciting book for us to study. In this passage, I want you to think deeply about these words, deeply about why John selected these groups of words to describe his best friend, Jesus. And as we go through them, like, I challenge you, if you have a study Bible, like, look at the notes and see if that can unlock some richer meaning to understand the truth of the life of Jesus that John is telling us, so that we might be convinced to follow him and give our lives to Jesus. It is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to hear how God is going to change your life because of the book of John. Enjoy.